I never thought the woman I loved would trade me for someone who had nothing. No job, no future, nothing but empty promises. But she did. She walked out of my life like I was nothing, and I spent months picking up the pieces. I thought I'd finally moved on, until my phone buzzed with her name. After 2 years of silence, she was back, pregnant, desperate, and begging me to save her from the mess she chose. Should I help her, or let her drown in the life she picked over me? I used to believe in forever. When she looked at me with those soft brown eyes and said I was her everything, I believed her. We planned a life together. Late-night talks about marriage, kids, a little house where we'd grow old. I thought we were solid, unbreakable. But then came him. Some guy with charm and no direction. I didn't even see it coming. One day she was mine. The next she was gone, running off with a man who couldn't even keep a roof over his head. She said he made her feel alive. Alive? I gave her stability, love, a future. Wasn't that enough? For months I couldn't sleep. I replayed every moment, wondering what I did wrong. I watched her life unravel from a distance. Social media told the story, a toxic love filled with fights, breakups, and drama. And me? I buried myself in work, built something for myself, and promised never to let her hurt me again. Then yesterday, her name popped up on my screen. My heart stopped. I stared at the message like it was a ghost from the past. I need to talk to you, please. 2 years of silence, 2 years of pain, and now she wants to talk? I almost ignored it, but something in me hesitated. Curiosity? Anger? Maybe both. When I finally opened her message, my blood ran cold. I'm pregnant, I need your help. What could she possibly want from me now? When I read those words, I'm pregnant, I need your help, I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was insane. She left me for a guy who couldn't even afford his own bills. And now she's pregnant? I didn't reply right away. Part of me wanted to delete the message and block her forever. But another part, the part that still had unanswered questions, wanted to know why. So I typed one word. Why? She replied in seconds. Please, can we meet? Just one conversation. My mind was racing. Why would I meet her? To see her face and remind myself of the heartbreak. To hear excuses. But deep down, I wanted closure. So, like a fool, I agreed. When I walked into the cafe, my chest tightened. There she was. Same soft brown eyes, same smile, but different. Tired. Broken. She stood up slowly, her hands resting on a small bump under her sweater. That bump hit me harder than the betrayal ever did. Thanks for coming, she whispered. I sat down, arms crossed, guarding my heart. You've got 2 minutes. Talk. She looked down, twisting her fingers. He left me, she said softly. The man I left you for? He's gone. He said he wasn't ready for a baby. I wanted to laugh in her face. This was the man she chose over me, the man she gave everything to, and now she was sitting here, broken, asking me to pick up the pieces. So what do you want from me? I asked coldly, her eyes filled with tears. I have nowhere else to go. I need someone. I need you. That word, you, made something inside me snap. Did she really think I was still that guy? The one who'd drop everything for her? Before I could speak, she reached across the table and touched my hand. Please, she whispered, for old time's sake. I know I hurt you, but I have nothing left. I froze. Every memory of us came flooding back. The love, the nights we dreamed together, the promises. And now here she was asking me to save her from the mess she made. What was I supposed to do? I pulled my hand away so fast her fingers barely touched me. The sound of my chair scraping against the floor echoed like a gunshot. You've got some nerve, I said, my voice low but sharp enough to cut through her tears. You dumped me for him. You told me I wasn't enough, and now you're sitting here carrying his child, asking me to play hero? Her lips trembled. I didn't mean... Didn't mean what? I exploded. Didn't mean to crush me? Didn't mean to shatter every dream we built together? You chose him. You made your bed, now lie in it. People were staring, but I didn't care. For months I'd carried that pain in silence. Now it was spilling out like fire. I was ready to give you everything, I said, my voice breaking. A home, a future, love that would never run out. And you threw it all away for a deadbeat. She sobbed, covering her face with her hands. I was stupid. I thought he was different. You thought wrong. I leaned closer, my jaw tight. And now you want me to clean up the mess he left behind? You think I'm still that desperate boy who would die for you? She looked up then, her eyes searching mine. For a moment, I saw something. Regret, shame, maybe even love. Please, she whispered, don't hate me. I laughed, bitter and hollow. Hate you? No. Hating you would mean I still care. And trust me, I don't. I stood up, heart pounding so hard it felt like it might break through my chest. She reached for me, her voice trembling. Where will I go? She cried. I looked down at her, at the girl I once loved, the girl who chose someone else. That's not my problem anymore. Walking out of that cafe felt like breaking free from a cage I didn't even know I was still trapped in. Every step away from her, away from the wreckage of what we used to be, was a step toward myself. For months I'd lived in the shadow of her choices, wondering why I wasn't enough, why she traded everything we had for a man who never deserved her. I tortured myself with questions that had no answers. But in that moment, as the cool air hit my face, I realized something powerful. Her betrayal was never a reflection of my worth. It was a reflection of hers. I didn't go back, not that night, not ever. Instead, I poured every ounce of pain into building something of my own, my career, my happiness, my future. And the irony? That same future she once threw away, she came crawling back to later, begging for a piece of it. But I had already moved on. Not out of spite, not out of revenge, but because I finally understood that love without respect is a slow death, and I wasn't willing to die for someone who left me bleeding the first time. Sometimes life doesn't give you closure in words, it gives you closure in who you become after the storm. I became stronger, sharper, untouchable. And when I look back now, I don't see the girl who broke me. I see the man I became because she did. So here's the truth I wish I knew back then. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And when they leave, let them go. Because one day you'll thank them for freeing you from the life you thought you wanted, so you can finally live the one you deserve. What would you do if the person who broke you came back begging for help? Would you forgive? Or would you walk away like I did?